And welcome to Not Another Sox podcast. I'm Jack Webster here with Matt Galveo and Matt LeBeau. Yeah, what a week. How you guys been?
Oh man, tough, tough week, but it's good to be back here, seeing your handsome faces.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why you should watch the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You got to get the face to face.
Put a face to a name.
Tough weekend. Morning. Finally, I feel like on the other side of morning. Yesterday was like the morning, phase. So
Yeah, you were dressed in black.
Yep.
All that.
The funeral. Yeah,
crying.
It's like Friday night's the wake and Saturday's the funeral. Like that's how it goes. And now you kind of feel a little better. Football was on. You got some other things to kind of distract you, and then Monday morning's gonna roll around, and then you're just gonna be fucking wicked sad again. And
then you want to jump off the ledge.
Yep. And then
it
gets better. Right. And then it gets better Monday night, and then Tuesday night's the World Series, and then you're fucking sad again. And it's a cycle. That's just how it is. That's how it is.
That's just how my life is normally. So
it just adds to it a little bit more.
Yeah. Now I can externalize it.
Yeah, you have millions of other people you can be sad with.
Don't jump.
I'm reading "Don't Kill Myself" books.
Do I look like a man that's okay? You don't look like a man.
My Chemical Romance 2006. I'm not okay.
Oh, what are you drinking, Jack? What is that, apple juice?
I got a little of Jameson here. So.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it. That'll cure it.
Is that all Jameson?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Wow.
I know.
It's not mixed with anything.
No, I got rocks in there. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, mixed
Crack
with
rocks.
ice.
Yeah.
Ice is not a mixer.
Jameson and crack.
Yeah, I got whiskey. It's mixed with this glass here. It's in a cup. Sir, that's straight whiskey.
Oh fuck. He's mourning the right way. He's just going straight to the alcohol.
Pour one out.
Yeah. Or more pour one in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, what a tough what a roller coaster of a series, really. When you think about it, I mean, you go into Houston, you lose a tough game 1, 5-4. And then you end up getting the split in game 2. But game 1, I mean, that was, what a hell of a game. Really, you probably could have won that one. End up dropping it 5-4. And what's your thoughts on that, Jack?
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of had Sale walking a tightrope the first, what did he only go 2 1/3 innings? I mean, it almost seemed like it should have been more than one run even. So the fact that you had the lead in that game, shows that this team is going to stay in it, but it kind of never felt like a comfortable lead in that first game there.
Yeah, no, I would agree. It always felt like you were kind of just waiting for the shoe to drop. That's just how it felt. It always overwhelmingly felt, even though they were always in the game and it was a close game, you just felt like it was going to be Houston's night. And first pitch from Houck and Altuve just sent one to the moon. And you could just feel that. You could just feel it coming. The game was over at that point. A hell of a game.
Yeah. No, and I mean, Kike Hernandez did everything that he humanly could during that game to try to make us win. I mean, what was it? 2 home runs, 4 hits. I mean, that's when, the Kike train started to really get going for that first part of the series.
Yeah. No, for sure. He was awesome. I mean, the whole playoffs, but mainly the first part of the series, just absolutely incredible. Could carry a team just like anyone can, just like obviously Jordan did. But
I mean, he was really the rock of this team the entire postseason. I mean, he was the heartbeat.
No, for sure.
Really, he and it started in Tampa, and then it continued here in the CS. Then you go to game two. Obviously, with the record of 2 grand slams there early on in that game. To really put it out of reach, right from the beginning. JD hits that one early, then you get the second one, and the following inning, and you're up 8-0 after 2.
No, I mean, that's exactly what you needed to do in that game. And I mean, you hit 2 grand slams against 2 different pitchers there. They had to put in, what's his face? I'm already blanking on his name right now. But he took like 30 minutes to get warmed up before he got in the game.
That was
Odorizzi. It was Garcia, and then Odorizzi, came in.
I thought it was Alex Cobb for half a second. I knew it was some former fucking Ray.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, that really kind of made them use their pen and kind of wear a few guys out, even though it ended up being a little bit closer. What was the final score? 9-5. Yeah. But I mean, that game never really felt out of reach. We had control over it, and we're able to, use our pitching in the right way.
Yeah, I honestly, obviously, the grand slams great, the offense was great, but the fact that game was even really that close at the end was a true testament to how the Red Sox, in those like the second part of their bullpen, where you're not going to your guys that are your studs, Whitlock, Hauk. The second part of that is really bad. I mean, Darwinson just absolutely pooped his pants. And again, not like trying to complain. They won the game. That's great. But I mean, I almost feel like it was better for it to happen there. That way you knew not to use him in a big spot the rest of the year, because I mean, he looked horrible. So
yeah,
but game 2 fun.
If that happens in a big spot and he puts that up, you are really fucked.
Right. Big time.
Yeah, that's why it was good that it happened early on. But I don't know if you guys had any other things to add about game 2, or should we move on to the Fenway part of the series?
I mean, you kind of expected, or at least hoped, that you would go out of Houston 1-1 tied back to Fenway. So, I mean, obviously, the guys in the clubhouse are going to tell you they want to be 2-0, but I mean, you were going into Fenway feeling pretty good, I felt like, especially, with that early lead in game 3 as well. Yeah.
All you got to do is just grab one. That's whenever you're on the road in the playoffs, whether it's the DS or the LCS, it's, the goal is just get one on the road, bring it back to your home park, and, try to go from there. But.
And you were at game 3, right, LeBeau? Was that game 3 or game 4 that you were at?
No, I was at game 3. I was
at
game 3. Luckily, we picked the right one. I mean, I was very lucky. The wild card game and game 3, those were 2 very good games to be at.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to one in the Rays series, but yeah, just another electric atmosphere at Fenway. The only downside about game 3, and this is going to sound so like spoiled, was there was no like really intense moment that when you go to a game like that, a playoff game, like you want that high leverage situation. Right. But pretty much after the second inning, it was like, this is just a barn show. Like this is a freaking boat race. This is over. Right. So that was the only downside, but it was still absolutely electric. I mean, no
Guidos.
Fuck Guidos. Guidos can go home. There weren't any Guidos there. It was like Texans.
Dude, imagine like if you actually showed up in a Yankees uniform to that game. Like literally both sides would just shit on you the entire night. Like you're going to your own wake at that point.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you better come strapped. That is yeah, but then after, so I mean that's pretty much like A-Rod every game.
Oh my God! Yeah, can we talk about that, especially after game 3? LeBeau, you were in the crowd for that.
I was in the crowd. I swear to God, I hate to be that guy that was like, I started that chant, but I got to the crowd. I started chanting, "Fuck you, A-Rod," and everyone started chanting it like right after I did. Really,
That's awesome.
my friends were like, I don't know, it's kind of like too much. I was like, no, fuck that guy, fuck him. And then like they kind of got into it, and actually we saw Carabas. He was right over there too, just chilling. But yeah, there was a lot of action on Old Jersey Street.
It was. I was watching that post game show, and Jersey Street was howling, man.
Yeah, it was.
They had to just like have a minute of silence while like you could tell they were having a conversation, but like had no idea that they were just completely on mute because it must have been like hard F bombs in the background. Cannot ignore it. And there's a lot that got through too, which was hilarious to watch live.
Yep. The "fuck you, A-Rod" was definitely the best. There was no way, because they went on for so long. There's no way you could mute out all of them.
Right.
And then once it would stop, people would like start yelling J-Lo and like A-Rod sucks. And
the J-Lo ones are an instant classic. And I am so happy for Boston's Ben Affleck. I think it is just so goddamn perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got to be rattled at the "fuck you, A-Rods," like. They're not like he could take that, and you could tell he was liking that. But the J-Lo ones, those definitely are ones that get him rattled for sure.
Absolutely. Especially because he literally it's Ben Affleck, like that. Yeah. He's a Red Sox fan, and he's not like a fake Red Sox fan. Like he is a legitimate Red Sox fan, and he straight up fucking jacked J-Lo from him. But at the same time, if Ortiz was doing the pregame show at Yankee Stadium or postgame show at Yankee Stadium in ALCS, which will obviously never happen because the Yankees will never get back here, then I would expect the Yankee fans to do the same exact thing. Fuck you, Poppy.
Yeah.
Or, whatever, dude. Or if like Pedro's there.
There is such a difference between A-Rod and Poppy. Like,
of course.
I mean, they will still say fuck you, Poppy, and it is what it is. But it doesn't have the same feeling as fuck you, A-Rod, because A-Rod was just a dirty, lying, cheating bitch. While Big Poppy, I mean, was the most clutch player in Red Sox history, especially against the Yankees. So that's more them being bitter versus, us getting street justice.
Right.
Street justice. Let's get Ben Affleck on the pod.
Yeah. Ben Affleck, open invite. Lil Wayne, open invite. Callum Scott and Tiesto, open invite.
I think maybe get Ben Affleck and A-Rod on the pod
and have a round table discussion.
Round table. Yeah. Round table.
Maybe bring in J-Lo as a surprise.
Surprise
guest.
She's the tiebreaker.
Sup, J-Lo?
Sup? She's still wicked hot.
Yeah.
Still wicked hot.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not to sound controversial, but would.
Yeah. That's a hot take. Hot take of the week. Hot take of the week. J-Lo is hot.
Jack is just cheesing right now. He's loving it. Oh shit. Man, but then back to baseball. Gotta wipe. I'm sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just an absolute rout. Game 3 gets you up to 2-1. Did you guys? How did you guys feel about this series after you go up 2-1 and you just obviously with the throttling of them in Game 3 with still 2 more games to play at Fenway?
I mean, I felt as confident as I ever had. I mean, I was riding that wave. I actually thought there was even a chance that, we might clinch it at Fenway. Knew it was never going to be easy, but I mean, you even see the statistics. It's like 80% of the time when a team goes up 2-1 and they win the third game of the series, they end up winning the, entire thing. So you felt good about your chances.
Yeah, you definitely did. I would say from not only after Game 3, but in Game 4 in the first inning that was the first inning. Yeah, when Xander hit that moonshot, and it was like, all right, this offense is not missing a beat. They are not slowing down. The Astros aren't a bad team, but they just don't have enough to stop this offense. From that point, it was like I was so confident they were going to not only get to a World Series, but win a World Series. I just remember that thought in my head. I was like, this team's going to win a World Series. And like, no one can stop them. Maybe the Dodgers, that was it. And then it just all came apart. But starting mainly in game 4, specifically game 4, it came apart. And I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, you can break down a season into one missed strike call, but that's almost what it feels like. Like I'm not making excuses. I think the Astros are an excellent team, and I think they should win the World Series. But that strike call fucking killed them. It killed them.
Well, I think even rewinding a little bit, so you had Eddie pitch that great game, but you kind of felt like it wasn't going to end a 2-1 final. Like it just didn't have that feel the entire night. And then you have Whitlock give up the first pitch home run to Altuve to make it 2-2. And then I feel like if he did not give that home run up, you might have just rode him until the 9th inning. And I feel like, you might have saved Evaldi for a little bit there. And obviously that blown strike 3, Laz Diaz was terrible the entire night. But I feel like that home run really changed the momentum of everything.
Yeah, there was definitely a momentum shift. When the Red Sox started to get cold, they allowed it to compound, and they've done that all year. That's been the case all year. They don't just have like 5 bad at bats. They allow 5 to become 10, and then 10 to become 20, and then all of a sudden you're fucking out of the playoffs, and that's what killed them. It literally every fear from the whole season came back to haunt them, and especially game 4, but 5 and 6 as well.
Yeah.
It was it was definitely tough. It was definitely tough. I had tickets to game 5, and I really was like, I had tickets to game 5. I really was hoping that they would win, 3 and 4. Game 4. That way I could,
so that
I couldn't go to the game. I just wanted to sell them and like maybe turn a little, profit.
Yeah.
The Red Sox, if you're listening, I'm sorry. But, but yeah,
slime ball.
Yeah, that's what that dude. That just sucked. Just sucked.
But, I would never. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
But no, I was at game 5. I ended up going with our good friend Jack Harris, who hopefully is listening to the podcast.
Friend of the show? Is he a friend of the show?
A friend of the show, yeah. But anyways, I was at Bleacher Bar before, and I just want to say that I'm innocent. I did not partake in any potential cheating at all. I was inside Fenway for the game, unfortunately. So I just wanted to clear my name before anything starts speculating here.
Yeah, this was actually an interrogation. This is the interrogation episode. Did Jack Webster cheat for the Red Sox with
Were you the one phone shining? Did you shine the mysterious flashlight in Bleacher Bar? Because that was a thing. People were talking about it.
They were,
and
people were talking about cheating the entire series, and it's a played out narrative at this point, I feel.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, let's be honest. That's
and then it was the flashlight thing, and then it was the whistling. From the Astros side of things, that was when that was game 5. Chris Sale, when he was on the mound and he gave up that bomb to Alvarez. There was some whistling going on, and that's just like, oh, come on, dude.
If you can cheat on the road, you deserve it.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. If you can find a way to do that, then like I don't even understand how that would be possible. And this isn't the first time. Red Sox fans did the same thing with the Yankees early in the year. The whistle.
Yeah.
And I think the Yankees one was even weirder, but it was like
they had
a
light in center field too, or something coming from like a fan, or I don't even remember the exact details.
Was it a laser pointer?
Matter. I don't think it was. It might have been a laser pointer, yeah. But that was this year. That was this year even.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but all I know is accusing any team of cheating when your team is losing in the playoffs is the biggest bitch move ever.
Yeah, you
Especially
you
though,
look like an asshole.
yeah, you just look like a clown. But especially with these two teams, like, dude, I'm not saying the Red Sox had some elaborate cheating scheme, but I don't think the Red Sox cheated at all in 2018, or if at all, very very little. But Alex Cora was a part of the Astros, you know,
Right.
massive cheating scandal in 2017. So, yeah, I mean, you can't, you just can't. Just take your loss and move on.
But yeah, no, I mean, in that game five, though, it kind of felt like you were in it. I know they gave up that early run to Alvarez over the monster there. But I mean, Chris Hill was just as animated as he's ever been, especially through 5 innings, and then kind of things fell apart from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as good of a game as he could have asked from him. Going those five strong. Yeah, he gives up that bomb to Alvarez, but I mean, that's really the exact game that you would want Chris Hill to pitch. Then he goes out for the 6th inning. Yeah, that was game 5. Yeah, he went out for that 6th inning and then ended up getting pulled. But yeah, no, that's as good a game as you could have asked for Chris Hill there. It definitely wasn't on him for sure.
No. I mean, he pitched with some balls, and if he can pitch like that next year, I'm very very excited. Obviously, way too premature to talk about the 2022 season. We're still going over the ALCS, but very good sign. He was hitting 98.
Yeah, I think he said he left his nuts on the mound.
Yeah,
left his nuts on the mound.
Yeah. And you saw him screaming into his glove. That was even more animated than we saw him in the 2018 playoffs. I mean, and that's including the World Series, that's including the ALCS. Like, that was as animated as you're going to see Chris Sale on the mound.
For sure. Yeah. There was a lot more moments where you felt like you needed to work out of big spots this year than there were in 2018. The most pressure situation I felt in 2018 was obviously the Benintendi catch, which one of the greatest catches in Red Sox history. If anyone disagrees, you're just a complete fool. But like there wasn't really. I was never all that nervous like about the season in 2018. I just never really was.
That the only other time kind of was a little bit was on that Gary Sanchez fly ball off of Kimbrel in game 4 of the ALDS. I thought that was gone. I thought that was game over, and I thought that was just going to be a thing in Yankee lore, even if they ended up losing the season or the next game even. But no, like 2018, it was just such a different playoff vibe than it was this year. I mean, it was just this year was so much more unexpected.
Real quick, I just want to touch on that Gary Sanchez fly ball before we move on. I have to give Yankee fans actually a lot of credit. When it comes to close fly balls, they usually don't like over celebrate. They're pretty knowledgeable and they have a pretty good like guesstimation of where the ball's going to go. Like they don't overreact. Like you could take 20 different ballparks. Like if you went to Dodger Stadium and that ball was hit, the crowd would absolutely erupt. They didn't really react. Like when that ball was hit, they reacted like in a way where I was like, okay, that's staying in. That's 100% staying in because they kind of know. Like they just know. Very, very interesting. If you go back and watch that, it was incredibly quiet. But
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Go back. I watch it.
I'm
gonna have to watch the tape.
In favor of watching 2018 highlights, so yeah. That might just be the rest of my evening.
Especially that series. That was such a fun series.
Yeah. Before I forget, there is a like hour and a half long video on YouTube of the 2018 series when they had that must see series, and it goes chronologically. So if you have an hour and a half to kill, just search must see 2018 Red Sox, and you can just relive that entire season in the best moments. I've done it like half a dozen times, and I'm probably gonna end up doing it again.
I gotta look that up now. I gotta watch that.
That's great. Yeah, I could definitely rip that.
Maybe tonight.
Some Joe Castiglione on the Shaws and Star Market WEI Boston Red Sox Radio Network.
Castig is on the list of guests.
Oh, 100%. He's awesome.
Same with Lou Merlone, Josh Fleming.
Yeah.
We should get Kastig to do the intro.
Here it is, another podcast, shallow fly ball, right field. He camps under it, but he's the fucking best.
Please never die.
Yeah.
No, don't die.
Yeah.
He's got a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
On Father's Day, I actually listen to the radio a lot, and on Father's Day they always bring like Castiglione's son into the booth, and he was telling a story about how like his dad, even when like the Yankees are so far out of it, it's the first score he checks and it's the first score he announces. He said that he's always so nervous about where the Yankees are in the standings. They could be like 15 games behind, and I related to that so much. Honestly, like when you're scoreboard watching, it's like you're watching the Rays, the Jays, or like a wild card team in the West, and the first thing you look at is just the Yankees. Like, what are the Yankees doing? And it's like he's just classic Red Sox OG, just so afraid of the Yankees, but they stink.
Yeah, no, but I get that. That's what breeds such a good rivalry. Is like I'm sure it's the same way on their end too. Where it's like they're always check the Red Sox scores. Like, that's what makes it fun, really.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And for the fans on Twitter that go rent free, yes, on both sides, of course. As a Red Sox fan, you're trained to hate the Yankees no matter where you're at or where they're at, and vice versa. I mean, it's part of the fun of it. Like, absolutely. I hate the Yankees so goddamn much, and I love hating the Yankees. It's something that brings me joy out of hatred.
For sure.
It's fun to
hate. It's like our personality trait. Like, that's my personality trait, hating the Yankees.
It's just like most girls on Tinder and Hinge are The Office.
The Office,
that's their personality trait.
It's not like a playful like oh, he hates the Yankees, like that's the person. No, I want the Yankees to die. Like,
we had a funeral for Bronxy.
Yeah.
Bronxy is. Do you think he's actually still alive? I mean, besides, I know Hunter Renfroe obviously killed him when he caught the ball in the wild card game, but do you think he's actually still like a living turtle?
I feel like it's got to be no. I don't think he is. I think that.
Is this like a Michael Myers situation where you can't actually kill him?
That's good. Yeah,
no, Bronxy is the snail in the TikTok trends where the snail finally catches up to you. Have you seen those where like they offer you get like $10 million and you can live forever, but there's a snail that chases you and he knows exactly where you are at all times, and if he touches you, then you die. That's Bronxy.
Yep. You think he's gonna come back next year? Like you said, Jack, he's like the Michael Myers, like in the playoffs.
So they were gonna bring back Bronxy.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is obviously a CIA doppelganger.
Oh man,
this is a deep state government conspiracy theory. Bronxy 2.
Bronxy 2.0. The return of the turtle.
Bronxy 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No, the Yankee. Well,
I actually hope they bring back Bronxy so we can continue to just make dumb fucking jokes about this turtle.
So I just saw they signed him to a 3-year extension.
Oh yeah. Let's actually touch upon that before going to Game 6 here, because I feel like we need some positive vibes before we kind of wrap up that last game. Yeah. How hilarious is it that they're bringing back Aaron Boone? Like, I could not believe it.
Well, yeah, Jack, our boss, who's a diehard Yankee fan, came into the office and told us that we had one roast, that we could roast him once the news broke that Aaron Boone was returning on a 3-year extension.
That's actually really funny.
We saw him live reacting to the news.
Oh, that is
He's
awesome.
not thrilled.
How can you be? How can you be? And I love like Yankee fans that the first thing they always say is, if Steinbrenner was alive, Maron, he wouldn't put up with this. But seriously though, like if he actually was, like if he actually was, this would be like, so embarrassing. Boone would have been out a long time ago, but if this ever happened on his watch, no shot. And Cashman would have been gone too.
Heads would be rolling.
Cashman would have been gone just because. Like
right.
I feel like Cashman has not really been the problem. It's been the guys actually performing on the field. He's put together some good teams. Like there's no reason why the Yankees should have not won a championship other than they suck.
Right. The other unbelievably like confusing thing is I understand it, like maybe it was just Joe Girardi's time to leave, but their best season was 2017 when they had that kind of like run and they went to Game 7 of the ALCS, lost to the Astros. All of a sudden Girardi was gone and they replaced him with Boone, who, ended up kind of like doing okay for 18 and 19, and then 2020, I guess, but that was a joke of a season. And then this year was just the culmination. So I don't understand it. I don't understand how you can get rid of Girardi and then replace him with Boone. It makes no sense to me, but I love it. It's fucking awesome.
No, the best thing to happen to the Red Sox in the late 2010s was Aaron Boone hitting that home run in 2003.
Yep. A 68-mile-an-hour pitch, 1 home run, and Aaron Boone now ruins New York Yankees. I mean, you got to love it.
Especially because they didn't end up winning. If they ended up winning the World Series that year, I feel like it's a bit different. But according to Yankees fans, if you don't win a championship, it's a failure of a season. I mean, fucking try harder in gym class, but
seriously though. And then Yankee fans say like, I always see this so much. They're always like, well, Red Sox fans are content with winning a championship and then coming in last. This is New York. We're never going to come in last. Dude, you haven't won a championship since 2009. You haven't even been competitive for a championship since 2009. So, like, shut the fuck up. Like, the Red Sox have 2 since then and 1 in 2007 right before that, and then 1 in 2004 just before that. So
no, and it's not just the Yankees. I believe it's all New York sports teams, like pretty much a decade at this point, right?
Yeah, I don't think any New York team has won in the last decade.
Yeah. The last one was the Giants, right?
And you really, yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, 2011, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 2011?
Yeah, it was 20.
Yeah,
well, when they beat the Patriots the second time, it was 2011.
Yeah. I mean, and you really think like New York, like they have some of the most like storied franchises in all of sports with, the Yankees, the Giants, the Rangers, the Jets, like all those teams. Like,
yeah.
And then you have upstate New York too. You got teams Buffalo that are in New York that have not won either, given, upstate New York might as well be another country, but
yeah.
Well, yeah, you look at the Bills tailgates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different breed of people.
Yeah, one of the most successful New York sports teams this year was the Toronto Blue Jays. So that that really tells you something.
Do you mean that team that finished in 4th?
Yeah.
Oh man, but what I really don't understand how you can, go these many years with Boone, not like have the teams to win World Series and then not do it and then continue to keep doing it every year, obviously it's been failing. Like how do you continue to do the same thing?
No, the definition of madness is repeating the same thing and expecting a different outcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Webster.
That's Webster's dictionary. But no, I mean, I think Red Sox fans celebrating Aaron Boone coming back tells you exactly what you need to know.
Right. 100%. If losing to the Red Sox in the wild card game isn't enough when you were supposed to win 100 games, then I guess what is enough? Like everyone underperformed with the exception of maybe Judge and Stan. They had pretty good years. Everyone else was way worse than where they were in 19, in 20. Guys just disappeared. Glaber, DJ. I mean, I'm really surprised Boone's coming back, but like I said, I mean, you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Oh, while we're still on the subject, though, did you guys see today came out the conflict between Brett Gardner and Garrett Cole?
I did.
Ooh, no,
Yeah.
I did not. I didn't see that
Yeah.
today.
I did.
So of course, Crybaby Cole, when they outlawed Pine Tar, when they outlawed cheating, surprisingly enough, he was sad. He was
Why would
probably
they
the
do
most
that?
upset person in the league, G. Willikers.
For Pete's
But
sake.
long story short, apparently what Brett Gardner did is he put his entire hat in pine tar and walked around the clubhouse making some jokes about it. And Garrett Cole got right in his face and was just like, "Hey, knock it off! Hey, knock it off!" Sorry, I needed to correct myself there. And
Gee whiz, sir, why you gotta do that?
Boy, I oughta.
Why I oughta.
Yeah. And then, he apologized for it a few days later after, probably everybody felt awkward in the clubhouse and Aaron Boone finally did his job. He's like, you should talk to him. And then, I feel like that really just cursed them throughout the year. And that's probably why they had so many, just rough stretches is just, toxic clubhouse.
Yeah. Luckily, the
Brett
season's over for
Gardner
the
toxic?
Yankees. Yeah. Well,
And
Brett Gardner looks
thankfully,
like-
they're going to re-sign Gardner.
Yeah.
That he has a lifetime contract.
Yeah. Eventually, he's going to have to retire and go back to his job as a state trooper. But for now,
Oh, he literally looks like a state
he does.
trooper.
Or one of the thumb minions from Spy Kids too.
I'm just glad the Yankee season is over. That way, Garrett Cole can go back to running his 1950s diner. The way he talks is hilarious.
By the way, can all Garretts figure out one way how to spell their name? I'm tired of looking up between like Garrett Richards and Garrett Whitlock and Garrett Cole. Just decide on one, and we're gonna go with it.
The real Garrett is Garrett Whitlock.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. However, Garrett Whitlock spells it. That's the way.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the way he leans his head, like.
Dude,
I love it, dude.
Brazier too. They all like
Brazier started it.
Yeah. Like
it's
he's literally like this.
Did you guys also hear this game? This was like a buried gem in this ALCS. But did you hear who Garrett Whitlock's like hero, whose model he looks up to is?
No.
Number 22, 2016 Cy Young Award winner.
Oh,
Pretty
yes.
Rick Porcello is the guy Garrett Whitlock looks up to and inspires to be.
So they said he wanted number 22, but he wouldn't wear it until he got the blessing from Rick Porcello to wear the number.
Dude, that is just so fucking unbelievable. Garrett Whitlock's like the kid in like elementary school. Whenever you would talk about your favorite player, he would pick like the most obscure player on the roster just to like prove. Yeah, just to, like that was me. That was probably all of us, honestly. But like just to prove that you know more than the other people. Yeah. Garrett Whitlock's walking around. Yeah, dude, I love Rick Porcello. He was awesome. Number 22. That's my boy. That's unbelievable. That's just, they don't really seem like they have similar pitching styles. I mean, Whitlock's more like a strikeout pitcher. Porcello's more like a ground ball pitcher. But I mean, I'll take it. He's definitely going to be 22 next year.
Oh yeah, no, I think Rick Porcello maybe he gave him the call. Here's my blessing, son.
Yeah. he's going to take over Bill Hall's number 22.
Yeah. Garrett Whitlock, he's the kind of guy that if you were to pitch for the Cubs, he'd be like, Jeff Samardzija was my idol.
Jack's gonna get on the Whitlock 22 jersey next year.
22 is my lucky number, so like that. If he ends up starting and doing well, that actually might be a top right there.
Yeah, I could easily see you getting that.
I already got the number 22 Roger Clemens USA jersey now, so
The
just
Rocket.
changing up the collection.
That's a dope jersey. That's an absolutely dope jersey.
Well, you got the Veritech USA one.
I have the Veritech number 33. Yep.
JV.
Do we even want to talk about Game 6, or do we just
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
There's
Like,
not
let's
much.
just ignore that. I don't think anybody wants to talk about that.
No one wants to talk about it. Recap: Game 6. We didn't hit. It sucked.
Yeah.
You saw it.
The-
Everybody listening saw it. You know what happened.
Look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it never happened.
I mean, did it happen?
No.
Was it a figment of our collective imaginations?
Could have been.
And it was on your the worst part of it was on our son Jack Webster's birthday.
It was. Yes. It
Uh,
was on my birthday.
That sucks.
Please, any women that listen to the podcast, wish him a happy birthday. How you doing?
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Please submit your happy birthday messages to NAS Podcast.
Sup.
How you doing?
And definitely no nudes. Gross.
No.
We're not, unless if we're married first.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Not married. I'm not even close.
Yeah, maybe one day we can hold hands. Some good old HHing.
I will say real quick, the Game 1 and Game 6. Game 1 of the ALDS and Game 6. So the first game of the playoffs and the last game of the playoffs were very similar. That's the only thing I'll say about Game 6. Yep. Other than that, it didn't happen.
Nope. Throw it in the trash. Burn the tapes. Yeah.
But shout out this team because they had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of, inconsistencies, but they battled COVID, the trade deadline blunder, which actually turned out to work out exceptionally. Just a lot of different storylines and a lot of distractions, but dude, they stuck to it. They were wicked fun to watch. Shout out Kike, just an absolute workhorse.
Dog.
Renfroe had a dog shit ALCS, but he had an awesome season. Schwarber came in, didn't miss a beat. I mean, those are just some of the new guys. Obviously, the existing players, all did well.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun.
So even looking back to just starting this season, kind of going in, you didn't feel that confident. You saw every team in the AL East get better, with maybe the exception of the Orioles that didn't even care. And then, literally first series of the season, you get swept by the Orioles. Mm-hmm. And then you have to face the Tampa Bay Rays. Then what? We went on a 9-game winning streak after that or something like that to actually go into first place for a little bit there.
Yeah.
And I mean, after that, you actually had some hope with this team. They really stuck in it all season. They had some rough patches. They were in first for a bit. They were usually in second or third. I think they fell out of the wild card briefly. But other than that, they were really not consistent all year, but they were in it all year, and they made for an entertaining season with some, actually rememberable games, which was a nice change of pace after a just blur of 2020.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
honestly, 100%. I was going to say the only thing I remember from 2020 was Kevin Plawecki. That's what 2020 feels like. It was just like, oh, this guy's pretty good. And then it was over.
There was like one good Alex Verdugo catch where he robbed a home run. He's like, oh, that guy's showing energy. He actually cares. And now you see that all the time. But like, that was just not even a thing in 2020 except for him.
No. Yeah, I mean, like you guys said, I mean, this team battled all year. They really weren't expecting to make it to the ALDS. Not even, putting up the fight that they did, going to 6 games with the Astros. Obviously a very talented team. They fought through, like you said, a lot of adversity. but obviously expectations change during the year, when, they were in first place for a lot of it.
Right.
And once, when you're in that position, obviously, like I said, expectations change. You want to go deep into a playoffs, make a deep run, and, hopefully win a World Series, which, I thought they could do. As we got deeper into the playoffs, obviously that didn't happen. So that's what makes it hurt more is,
Right.
because the expectations were, hey, we could really win a World Series here and we can make a deep run and really get there. That's what makes it suck even more. But all in all, I mean, it was a really good year. There's a bright future with this team. There's some really talented players here. Alex Cora obviously is still in the mix, as well. So, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to, in 2022. So it's going to be an exciting offseason and an exciting 2022 for the Red Sox.
Yeah. No, for sure. And you touched on it perfectly. The goalposts got moved so many times this year. I felt like before it was like that West Coast trip and they played Oakland and they played the Angels, and it was like right at that point where they were killing it. And then after that, they started to just fall off. After the All-Star break, they started to fall off. Then they lost their closer, who just disappeared off the face of the earth. Then it was like, well, now you don't have a bullpen. Now you're kind of losing some games. You need a first baseman. Bobby Dahlbeck's not cutting it. Guys are kind of being a little streaky, and then now you get hit with COVID, and it was like, all right, well, I thought at one point it was a championship team. Then the goalpost got moved to, let's just get in the playoffs, see what happens. Then it got moved to like this team, if they make the playoffs at all, they'll be lucky. Then they surged with the yellow jerseys, and it was like, all right, playoffs back on. Now, like anything but, playing in the ALDS is disappointing. And then they in the Yankee series, and it was like, okay, back to like, let's just make the fucking playoffs. And it was just up and down, up and down, up and down. Then they sneak in, and wild card game against the Yankees, couldn't draw it up any better. It was a fun year. But
No, I'm going to remember this year fondly, even more compared to, like, let's say 2016 or 2017, where they even made the playoffs and you didn't have high expectations there and nothing ended up happening. But, like, I feel like even if this team somehow lost in the ALDS, I would have still been proud of them and felt good going into next year. And I don't want to say overaccomplished, but because if they went to the World Series, I'm convinced they would have won. I think they could have beat the Dodgers. I think they could have beat the Braves.
Sure.
It might have not been as easy as a path as it was in 2018, but I felt good about this team's chances. And I mean, it's not always going to be your break in a best of 7 series there, especially, with some tough calls. But you feel really good about entering the next season, especially with a lot of room to play with as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This was definitely my favorite non-championship, maybe besides 03. This is my favorite non-championship Red Sox team. Like 03, 08, 2021, all great years. 08, like they were expected to win coming off a World Series. That team was even better than they were in 07. That was a disappointment of a year. 03 was just like, a fun, precursor to 04. But this was definitely my favorite non-championship Red Sox team. This team was exciting, was just a lot of fun to watch at times. At times they were infuriating, but that's what makes a 90-win team. A 90-win team is not going to steamroll the whole year and just put up win after win after win after win. You're going to go through bad stretches. It's not going to be 2018 every time, where you may lose 2 in a row and that's it.
But, or it's not even going to be like 2013 a lot of times when it's unexpected and then, you make the playoffs and win the World Series. I mean, that team was destined with everything that happened that year. But sure. I mean, it's not always going to be the Cinderella story from last place to first place. But I mean, you're still in good position moving forward.
Absolutely.
For sure. So yeah, I know you guys wanted to touch upon the current World Series that'll be taking place this week with the Astros and Braves. So yeah, that'll be a fun series for sure. You guys, who do you guys like in this one?
Oh yeah, I think the Astros are still favorite. I mean, you kind of see the Braves coming from probably the worst division in baseball this year, but they've beaten, the Brewers and Dodgers, and they deserve to be in this position. But the, Astros are still a juggernaut. So I don't really see it, being even 4-5 for either team. But I like the Braves pitching, and in the World Series, I think that can carry you a lot there. So I'll leave my final prediction till the end here, but I don't think it's going to be as much of a bloodbath for the Astros side as some people might think.
Yeah, I agree. The Braves, if you can beat the Dodgers, if you can beat Milwaukee, they haven't even played in elimination. The NLDS, did that go to 5 or was that in 4? They won in 4, right?
I believe it was 4.
Yeah. I mean, this team is playing well and they're winning, and they're not like winning with all that much difficulty. I mean, few hiccups, but they're a very good team right now. They're just clicking, and they're very likable, very fun to watch. I really like watching them. They got some guys on that team that have been there for a real long time, and you gotta love that. I mean, they kind of got like a little bit of a. I don't really know who I would compare them to, actually. I really have no idea. Just like I love Swanson, I love Freeman. They're all good players, and
Austin Riley Fox,
and Rosario. I mean, I don't know where he came from. But.
So the only thing that would make me sad about the Braves winning the World Series this year is it means Pablo Sandoval would get a ring. Yeah, because he was on the Braves. He was traded for Eddie Rosario, and the now Cleveland Guardians DFA'd him immediately after trading for Eddie Rosario. They were like, "Oh, we're going to trade that. We didn't think about what we're going to do with it. You're out of here."
He's weighing them down.
Yeah, because they're really going places this year.
Yeah, they're I mean, I really do like the Braves. Their
lineup is sick.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, and they're pitching.
I don't know how they haven't already just given Freddie Freeman the bag.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's like a free agent, but not. Like he's not gonna be a free agent, but he is.
He's gonna like be that chick when you're on a break and you're like, I'm gonna talk to other guys at the party here. I'm gonna get back with you, but like I'm gonna make you work for it.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah. I love Freddie Freeman. I wish
maybe the Red Sox
test free agency. I wish the Red Sox would throw like $1 billion at him, but it just won't happen.
I would expect them to at least make a phone call out, but if they did, it would be great. I don't think any of us actually expect that, though.
No.
And they're doing this all. Imagine Acuna in this lineup still, because they.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine
Imagine my first all-around draft pick in fantasy baseball not missing most of the year.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Well, I had Tatis. He had a good year, but I can never get over the hump. This isn't a fantasy podcast.
So.
No.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm airing.
No, I was more like stopping myself. I was about to go on a tangent. I was really into it this year, and I made a ton of moves, but yeah, I was more stopping myself.
Matt LeBeau, the GM.
Are we having a NASP podcast league in 2022?
Yeah.
With,
fans? Yeah. Well, at one point I had 5 guys in the top 10 in OPS. I had Guerrero, Tatis, Winker, JD. They were like at one point they were all in the top 10, and then one more. I don't know, but yeah, my team was fucking nasty. Anyways, yeah, go Braves.
Sick brag.
Yeah. Braves and 6. Braves and 6.
Braves and 6.
Actually, no, Braves and 7. I want there to be a Game 7 of the World Series. I think that's just fun. So Braves and 7.
So Braves and 6. But quick note: if the Red Sox did win and went to 7, I would have had tickets to Game 7 of the World Series.
That is true.
That made it hurt even fucking more.
Yeah.
Seeing the Braves win.
You would have taken me, right?
Yeah. I actually would have had a really big dilemma. I would have had to like I would have liked some money for the ticket, but how would I have not like taken my dad? I would have had like a tough time.
You would have. Yeah, no, exactly.
Especially the Braves in 2001. That was the first game we went to. That was my first Red Sox game. It was against the Braves.
2001.
Yeah.
Oh, a little interleague matchup there.
Yeah,
Especially with the Braves being from Boston originally, which I feel like is also part of an obligation. They were the Boston Braves at one point.
Right. And yeah, my daddy's a big like baseball historian, so it was definitely he appreciated it. We were supposed to go to Plymouth Rock. Real quick story. We were on our way to Plymouth Rock, and my dad was like, "Fuck this, we're not going to Plymouth Rock.
We're not going to go to see a Pebble."
Yeah, he's like, "There's a day game." So we had my mom like revert course, and then we went to Fenway. My mom and my sister, they went shopping, and we went to the game, and the rest was history. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
One time, I went to the BU football court up in North Boston, and that's actually where the old Boston Braves field used to be.
Yes.
So it's cool. They had a lot of plaques around there showing the history. And I think the one thing that really stood out to me is like Jackie Robinson actually played there. He never got to play at Fenway Park. So the Boston Braves are a little bit of an unforgotten or a totally forgotten part of baseball history, but they actually were pretty big in the city there. And I think a lot of people forget that at times, just given how much success the Red Sox have had, especially as of late.
Yeah. I think like people have such an adoration for the Red Sox. I think that this city could actually support two baseball teams, but because the Red Sox are so beloved, they couldn't. But how much interest? I think they could. I think it's one of the smaller cities, not Chicago's, LA, New York, that could support two, but just won't. Will never because of the Red Sox.
If they always did, it could have, but you can't add a second one.
That's 100%. Right. You can't. You just cannot. The Red Sox will not share this market. I mean, the Red Sox have a tough time sharing this market with other New England teams besides the Patriots.
Yeah.
Let alone another baseball
team.
Yeah, and fuck Connecticut.
Right. Fuck Connecticut. Fuck Guidos.
Unless if you're a Red Sox fan listening to Connecticut, we love you. But
we love you.
Yeah.
But even they know it's split. They witness it.
There's a line.
Yep.
It really is like a line down the middle, and it's so funny to see.
Yep. Yeah.
Imagine being born on the opposite side of the line. Ooh.
Tough luck. Well, you're broadcasting like regular cable. They broadcast the Yankee games, so that's why that line is actually representative geographically of where the games are broadcasted. So it actually kind of like makes a little sense. But yeah, it's that side of Connecticut is atrocious. Unless you're listening from there, then it's a beautiful state.
I will not say anything good about New Jersey, even if you're listening from there. So,
I'm walking here.
Yeah. I'm potting here.
Where's the freaking gabagool? Don't make me get the. People forget Jack worked in New Jersey.
That is also a figment of our imaginations that never existed, just like Game 6.
Who's getting the call to prison? It's I think it's time.
The call to prison.
Yeah. The heavy hitter.
Trevor Bauer.
Besides Trevor Bauer,
he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he's in the call to prison Hall of Fame.
Who's the heavy hitter again?
Mark Levine.
No.
Rob Levine.
No,
Rob
Levine,
looks
heavy
like
hitter,
a Guido.
called to prison.
He's got the Guido look.
It's got to be Laz Diaz.
Laz Diaz for sure. Yeah.
Straight to the fucking gulag.
Yeah, he can go to the gulag. Not even prison.
The Rob Levine called to prison.
Rob Levine called to prison.
Hey, this is free advertisement.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If I ever get into some trouble, he better for free. Give me some free legal work here.
Yeah. I don't think anyone listening to this podcast has probably ever been in remotely close to a fist fight, though. Just gonna go out on a limb. No offense.
Why I oughta.
I have not been in a match of fisticuffs with Garrett Cole.
Gee willikers, Brett. Yeah. Why'd you have to go and do that?
Shucks.
He just turns into a fucking Three Stooge.
Mo, Larry, and Curly.
He's just an old timey fucking diner owner.
Jack, you got to do some Photoshop work.
Yeah, you know what? This might need to happen here. Yeah.
I could only imagine the conversations in college between Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer, how they hated each other, and they're two like totally opposite personalities.
Oh my god.
Like,
well, no, they just did not talk to each other at all, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, there's a great book out there called The MVP Machine that unfortunately focuses a lot on Trevor Bauer. But yeah, no, like they like eat and pretty much hated each other and just tolerated that each one of them was good. And then like in the majors, apparently Bauer faced off of against Cole in like an ALDS or an ALCS when he was on the Indians and Cole was on the Astros, and they're warming up right next to each other, not even acknowledging each other's existence. Like that's how much like they hated each other, especially in that moment there.
No, that's awesome. You gotta love that.
That's great. That's got to be also really weird, like to be, obviously you're in college on the same team, and then you just like don't talk to one of your teammates at all, and everyone else is seeing that. It's got to be like a little bit weird for everybody else.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're like Mike in sales, not talking to like Janet in public relations,
Right.
But like you're in that same clubhouse. You're both pitchers in that rotation. Like that is a very awkward thing. Yeah.
No, you know what's funny too is they're like perfect for their respective organizations. It's like, oh, hateable guy plays for the Dodgers, hateable guy plays for the Yankees. They're both hateable organizations. They both hate each other. Like it's kind of like it's just perfect.
Okay, well, as much as I hate Garrett Cole, I'm not going to put him on that same level as Trevor Bauer now. So, like, those are very, like, I just dislike.
They're hateable for different reasons.
Garrett Cole. There's a lot to be said about Trevor Bauer, though.
No, of course, Trevor Bauer is an actual bad human being. Garrett Cole's just not likable.
Yeah.
But but the story of JD Martinez at the All-Star game making fun of Garrett Cole.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys ever saw that. That shit is so funny how he like mocks him, how like JD like said what up to him and Garrett Cole like just ignored him and walked on the bus or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That shit is so funny. Dude, I fucking crack up. And JD like does like an actual impersonation and there's like 5 guys just geeking out. They obviously don't like him. Nobody likes Garrett Cole in major. Obviously nobody likes Trevor Bauer, but that goes without saying. But Garrett Cole, like he's like him, him and Jordan Montgomery have like a relationship. They're always like next to each other in the dugout, and it's like I look at those two guys, I just want to punch both of them square in the fucking face. They're both fucking hateable. I hate both of those fucking assholes.
It's just their face.
Yeah,
Garrett Cole's face.
Jordan Montgomery's a fucking clown. I hate that fucking guy.
And I feel like it would be better if they could actually grow beards, but they can't even do that.
Much more likable if that was Gase, but still. Fuck him. And fuck Bronxy.
And fuck Bronxy. And fuck Bronx.
I think that's something everyone can get behind.
Yeah. A turtle is actually their perfect mascot because a turtle looks like how the Yankees look when they shave their face. Like they all look like turtles when they shaved it. Like when they get signed, when someone gets signed by the Yankees and they have to shave their beard, it's like, dude, that you look like a fucking old ass turtle.
Dude, it's so weird. Like, look up Lance Lynn on the Yankees without a beard. It just feels unnatural. It's like seeing a like, shaved cat.
Yeah. It looks like fucking Jabba the Hutt, probably.
Jabba Chamberlain.
Yeah, Jabba Chamberlain. Yeah.
Literally the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
How did Jabba Chamberlain not have a beard? Like that blows my mind to think he played for the Yankees and he didn't have a beard. Like, that's insane to me. I need a picture of that. I can't picture it.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's illegal. But like, it's just so funny to just going back shit on the Yankees. We're never gonna stop on it. Like their standard of like just trying to keep that Yankee lore by not having any beards or anything like that. They're trying to keep up with the same traditions, but not doing anything else in the Yankee way other than those dumb rules.
Just that. It's just that. That's literally it. Like, just shave your face. That's it.
All right.
Don't win. Just shave your face.
I got a picture of Lance Lynn with no beard on. I don't know if you guys.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That is so bad, dude. He looks wow.
Oh, that's
really bad.
Jack, imagine you having I've seen you without one, but like
once, yeah. So last year, or 2 years ago now, the office was like, "Oh, we're gonna do no shave November. Let's all shave our beards." One other guy did that doesn't even normally have a beard, and I did. I'm like, okay, well, I hate this, so I'm just never gonna go clean shaven again. So I'll even trim it up. I've had like a full beard for a while now, but yeah, I'm never gonna go clean shaven again.
I may have just found.
I hate it.
I may have just found the scariest picture on the internet. It's Jabba Chamberlain with just a mustache.
No way.
Oh, that's right. They do allow them to have mustaches. Though.
What is this?
Yeah, they have like fireman rules and like UPS driver rules.
No,
like
nothing below the lip. So like you can have like the full Fu Manchu, or that's not even what it is, but like you can have sideburns and a mustache. You can look like the biggest idiot of all time, but as long as there's nothing on your chin, that's gonna stop you from throwing 103 miles an hour, then you're good to go.
Not for the hair on my chinny chin chin.
That is so fucking ridiculous. What a ridiculous, outdated thing. Do you think it's gonna end in our lifetime? Like, do you think it will? Honestly?
In our lifetime, yeah. In our lifetime, yeah. Within the next 10 years now.
Yeah, I would agree.
So when we're almost dead.
But what happens though? Like, what happens legitimately? It just all you need is that one player, where they sign him for like $350 million, and he's just like, no. Like I thought, like when Bryce Harper. Like all the Yankees were like, "Oh, I want Bryce Harper." I thought he was going to be the guy to be like, "No, fuck you. I'm keeping my beard." Like, yeah. I wish.
Well, I'm glad he's not there because with the short porch, he might hit 80 home runs in a season. But
no, he would have killed it.
Like, for those of you who don't know, I am a secondary Nats fan, so it was already hard enough for Bryce Harper to go to the Phillies. I don't think I could have handled it if he went to the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm very glad he's not a Yankee. But that was like the guy the Yankees fans talked about more than anything, about like wanting him on the Yankees, Bryce Harper.
Well, according to Dan Clark, who we weren't able to afford on the podcast, unfortunately. Manny Machado is on the Yankees, so they signed him.
Yes, he broke the story.
I know we wanted to break. We wanted to have him break it, but it's just 150 was too much for us.
Yeah, we tried to chisel him down to 125. He wouldn't go for
it. Oh fuck,
dude. So should we start like a GoFundMe for $150 to get Dan Clark on and just roast him?
That is absolutely brilliant. Please.
Jack, please, we gotta start this.
Should we? We'll make a Venmo. We'll drop it on Twitter.
Dan Clark.
That's absolutely amazing. He could be behind Trevor Bauer. He could be the most hated guy in baseball right now. Not even
Zach Campbell's pretty bad. Yeah. But like, Zach Campbell is outside of baseball Twitter. Like, if you mention Dan Clark to anybody that does not have a Twitter, they're not going to know who you're talking about because he's an irrelevant fuck that's never actually done anything in his life and never actually worked for a team, yet he still has that blue check mark. If it wasn't for that blue check mark, nobody would care about him.
I don't understand. He must know someone at Twitter. He's a random Australian dude that just like started reporting on baseball and like freelance, like writing about it and reporting about it, and then he like broke a story. He's like an Orioles guy, right?
Yeah, no, he loves the Orioles. Yeah.
Yeah. Loser.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Come on the pod.
He's horrible.
Yeah, get him on the pod. Well, so what we need to do is, I'm guessing he's not actually going to be listening to this right now, because we're over an hour deep. So we need to start like tweeting him and pretending we're buddies, and then like get him on, and then just absolutely roast the shit out of him.
That would get a lot of clicks.
How fast would he hang up the call?
No, hey,
like,
man,
and you know, he would hate tweet it too, so that way he would get even more likes.
Fucking idiot.
Sorry, Dan, you can't leave. We paid for the whole hour. Here's the contract.
We're gonna get Rob Levine on your ass.
I demand a refund.
Do a round table with him and Terry Cushman, the worst.
Oh no, I don't like. I feel like it would be fun to make fun of Dan Clark. I don't even think I would have fun like communicating with Terry Cushman at all.
Nope.
Oh shit. Yeah. So Jack, yeah, I know. I know you had some ideas, for throughout the off season. What we'll be doing here. From now until obviously when pitchers and catchers report. In February. So.
So I don't think we've even talked about this, but probably still just like one episode a week. Like date TBD. We're still starting off here, but usually Wednesdays or Sunday nights. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah. So, we're gonna, do some fun things. Obviously, we're gonna talk about, any free agent signings that might happen with us or in the division, or anything that's relevant. We're gonna, try to incorporate some things here. We're gonna review some of the seasons that we've had in the past. We'll probably think of some more things along the ways. I think you guys had some other ideas, right?
Yeah, we'll definitely try to maybe even see if we can get a guest or two on. During the off season, I'll try to slide in the DMs or something here and get somebody on. And how you doing?
We're getting Dan Clark on. Other than Dan Clark,
right?
Yeah. Jenny Dell.
# get Dan Clark.
Honestly, for all of our followers on Twitter, if you could just start doing that.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Let's get a whole thing going.
We'll pretend like we're not annoyed by his dumb, irrational Red Sox hate.
Yeah, he does also hate the Red Sox too, which will be a red flag for him. Plus, there's some alarm bells that are going to go off, especially when he looks at our Twitter and sees that it's all just
once he searches any of our ads. We'll try. We can try. I feel like we need to actually continue on this train of thought here.
Once he sees Wendy's.com saying that there's about 1,000 tweets about Manny Machado being a Yankee because Dan Clark said that he was.
Oh shit.
No, it's gonna be a fun off season. We're definitely gonna still be engaged and putting out a lot of content and talking about the team, and it's gonna be probably the most interesting off season of the past, I would say, 5 years, because there's a lot of moving parts and a lot to talk about. We're not gonna get into it now, but
yeah,
there's a lot going on there, and whenever there's a signing or trade, we'll relentlessly analyze it and break it down and be wrong about it in 6 months. And look forward to it.
Manny Machado signs with the Red Sox,
according to Dan Clark. Yep.
Yeah. Brett Gardner signs with the Rays. Breaking news.
But yeah, real quick, if you guys do listen during the off season, we greatly appreciate it. Obviously, we know it's the dog days. There's a lot of stuff going on. You got basketball, football, hockey, so we definitely appreciate it. But Definitely follow us, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You know the drill. Get after it.
DMs are open.
The DMs are
By
open.
the way, we did gain a lot of followers on Twitter this last week here, over 50, I believe. So I hope some of you guys are listening for the first time here. We're gonna, like I said, continue to make content, even make it better for you, and continue to stay active. So if you have any friends that think you might be interested in listening, recommendations are always appreciated. And I mean, we're not going to stop. So yeah.
Shout out this tweet, which got almost 1,000 likes and a ton of impressions on Twitter. And that night, I think we went up. That day, we went from we started around 240 or so. We're at over 300 followers on Twitter. So small steps, but definitely keep listening, keep us in mind, and we'll have a good off season. Go get some players.
Be on the lookout for Garrett Cole being photoshopped as a 50s diner manager.
Yes.
Man.
3 over easy. Make them fly, Chuck.
That's actually hilarious.
Pack of cigarettes to go.
One last thing. I'm gonna miss dancing on my own.
Yeah.
It was a banger. Yeah.
That was a banger. But I think you could see it back in 2022. I think maybe.
No, I feel like you can do it for 2022. We'll see beyond that, but I hope they bring it back, and even stronger.
Right. Is Plucky a free agent or?
No, he's under arbitration. So unless we non-tender him, he's going to be back. Which
going to be going to be so many guys back. Going to be so many new players, and a lot to look forward to. So
yeah,
cool.
We'll have to get a NASP day at Fenway next year.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Many.
Meet
maybe
all
have
the fans.
Bleacher Bar. Don't bring your flashlight.
Yeah. Only the flashlight.
Yeah. How you doing?
A normal thing to bring out in public.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See you. Cheers to the 2021 Sox.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Later.